This is Idiots with Opinions. Idiots may vary.
Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. It's Todd and Tuscan coming at you hot and ready like a Little Caesars pizza with Dennis Hopper starring as the tied-up man in the corner this week, and you know what that means.
It's time for Idiots with Opinions. My name's Todd.
And I'm Tuscan.
And we're about to jump into a wonderful, wonderful week. This is a good day. We're both feeling good.
Yeah, we're both on the top of our game, and you know what? We brought a special treat for you today.
It's two for the price of one today.
Yeah.
You got these Little Caesar pizzas hot out the oven.
$5.
And instead of
Unless you get
one
the meat
pizza
lovers.
for $5,
Right.
it's two pizzas for $5.
Two pizzas for $5. It's like your second grade teacher, right? Every once in a while, she'd bring in like a bunch of candy for the class, and every time you get an answer right, she'd give you a piece of candy. That's how I feel today. We're giving you an extra little treat.
And if you didn't know, pizza is a metaphor for stories.
Yeah, we have 4 today.
We have 4.
We've each
stories.
chosen 2 stories today because we want to try out something a little bit new, something a little different, something a little fresh,
Ooh.
like a jalapeno.
Yeah.
The kind you bite into, it's a little bit crispy and it just burns your mouth right up.
My mom used to tell this story. Like, she used to teach. So my mom teaches band.
Right.
And she used to teach for like a certain technique that you had to put your tongue right where you would burn the top of your mouth when you eat pizza.
And
And my sister and I really never understood what that was. Like,
Right.
I understand what it is now. But it's like the hard palate at the top of your teeth.
Yeah, your hard palate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I always remember that when I'm thinking about pizza.
Interesting. How
That's
about
all
that?
that story was.
Yeah. All right.
How thrilling was that? That was
Hot
a riveting
pizza,
story.
right there at the roof of your mouth. So yeah, Todd and I are coming at you with 2 stories each. I've got 2 stories Todd doesn't know about. He's got 2 stories I've never heard of in my puff, and we're gonna talk about them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We're gonna jump back and forth.
So how are we gonna do this? Are we gonna do one and
We'll-
one and one and
We'll
one?
play
Or are
ping
we
pong
gonna-
with them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't want to have like one person talk for like 15 minutes and the other person talk for like half an hour. You know what I mean?
You feeling good? Because I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling good.
Do you want to go first?
I'll start. Yeah,
Okay.
I've got one weak one and one great one.
Okay.
I think.
I got 2 all right ones, or 2 pretty good.
All right. So, who are the groups in the world you think you can trust, Todd?
The Beatles.
The Beatles.
My best friends.
Aw.
Like my pal Tuscan.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: you can't. But
What?
go on. Don't worry about it.
What did you tell my secrets to the world?
No, I would never do that.
Tuscan, I will kill you.
I mean, no, you won't. Not if I kill you first.
You still want me to list things?
Yeah. Who else do you trust? I mean,
else
think
do I
about people. Who
trust?
you see people on the side of the road.
Realistically,
right,
I trust Philly D.
okay. Yeah,
Philip
he's
DeFranco.
a good guy. He's a good guy.
I trust Elon Musk.
I don't. He seems
With
like a
my
crazy
life.
person. He seems like a legitimate crazy person.
I trust. I trust Jason Sudeikis, Bill Hader, Jake Gyllenhaal.
What about
And Margot
panhandlers,
Robbie.
Todd? How do you feel about panhandlers? I mean, are they among the groups that you would say are like, trustworthy people? You see them on the side of the road. They're asking for money. They've got a sign that says what they're dealing with.
So I'm guessing that the answer that you want me to say is no.
What about police officers, Todd? You ever trust police officers? You think they're up to no good? Think they're shady?
No. It depends. I kind of had an eye-opening experience with a very, very rude police officer in Chicago, which to their defense, Chicago police officers have probably seen some pretty crazy things that have made them the way that they are.
No, Chicago
But
PD.
Either way, you shouldn't be a poop.
Well, I mean, you
about it.
shouldn't lie in either
Shouldn't lie.
profession,
You
right?
shouldn't- you shouldn't take advantage of other people.
Yeah.
So I'd say that there's a few bad apples, but I'm not going to say that they spoil the bunch.
Okay. So you don't trust police and you don't
That's
trust
not what I
panhandlers.
said.
What if I told you can't trust either if you're in California, Todd? That's right. This story's coming straight out of San Bernardino, California. I think it's also coming out of Southfield, Michigan. There are a couple of different police departments that are standing on the side of the road at intersections, at highways, like we see here in Atlanta, holding cardboard signs, dressed in kind of shabby clothes, and they are police officers, right? They're posing as homeless people, as panhandlers, asking for money, except their signs don't actually ask for money. And they're not accepting money from people. They're pulling people over for not wearing seatbelts, having their phones out, texting while driving, running red lights, stuff like that.
That's kind of rude. Well, it's just kind of like, oh, these people who are going to give money to homeless people
no, I mean, even
are
if you're
going to get checked to see if they can give them a ticket.
Yeah.
That's kind of messed up.
Especially, I mean, even if you're driving by, you know.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's just everyone, then that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, they're not discriminating, but they're looking. I mean, they're just. It's like a checkpoint. They're sitting at these intersections, waiting for people to go by, and checking them to make sure they're not doing anything illegal while they're driving.
So, the man who just loves personal liberties inside me will say this about this story. I think that police officers having to meet this quota, if you will, that's kind of a stupid thing.
Totally agree.
And we need to be less on the fact of like, oh, is this person busting enough people? It's like, is this cop a good person? Do they work hard at their job?
Well, and you should hope so. You should hope that they're doing their job for the right reasons and they're getting those arrests based on people who are actually doing the wrong thing. And that's good police work, right?
Yeah.
If people are breaking the law and you are the police officer stopping people from breaking the law, that's the way to do it. And if you're meeting the quota that way, great. If you're giving out fake tickets that people are going to challenge later in court and they're actually going to be eventually overturned and that sort of thing, and you're like beating people, that's a bad cop. That's somebody who's not doing the job the way a true American should be doing it.
Tuscan, would we be good cop, bad cop if we were cops?
I'd be the bad cop. I'd be the bad cop.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, I'd want to, like, switch it up every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, we could both, like, act different roles, but, like, I think you have a better disposition towards being, like, nice and understanding towards somebody and, like, building a rapport. And I'm not saying, like, I'm an intimidating person, but I think I have I think I have the ability to be...
angrier,
a scarier person. Maybe not scarier, but definitely more aggressive. Definitely like really show a person like, all right, you're doing the wrong thing and I'm gonna bring you down. I've got all this stuff against you. I'm gonna really like take you down for this. You know. But I think if we were to play those roles, we could both do it. But I think we would be better. I would be better bad cop. You'd be a better good cop. Because I just can't legitimately relate to people. I'm bad at that.
No, that's kind of how I am with so you know my friend Alan.
Yeah.
This is the second time I've talked about Alan. So sorry, Alan, if you ever listen. I doubt you're listening, but if you ever do listen, and you didn't want me to tell stories about how awesome you are, too bad. So he's an RA, right? And he will, whenever he has to do busts for RAs, as you do. He's always the good cop because he's like the most polite guy you'll ever meet, and he's so funny. And so he'll just have this really happy like vibe about him, and he'll just walk in and he'll be like, "Oh, what are you doing? You shouldn't be doing that. Well, how's the rest of your day?" And like actually trying to have
right, it's like making a conversation.
Oh, it's so great.
That's great.
It's just the nicest.
But he eventually busts them, like tells them to stop doing what they're doing.
I mean, he usually has the other person do the mean stuff, and he's just like,
"Oh, of course.
How are you?"
I mean, it's easy to be the nice guy most of the time.
It's not going to be that bad. No one's going to really freak out at you. You'll forget it. We'll be laughing about this later.
It's super easy to be the big poop hole. You know what I'm saying?
It's easy to?
Yeah. It's really easy to like come in and get on your high horse. No, it's easy for a lot of people.
I hate it. I do not like getting people in trouble.
I don't like it either, but it's easy to like take power, like that tiny little bit of power you get as the RA, and like stand up on your soapbox and be like, I'm so much better than you and you suck. Not to say you do it, but it's easy for a lot of people to do that. A lot of people act that way.
I think in my RAs,
You go to art school.
My RA program, they kind of look for people who don't do that because they think that that's kind of a bad way of going about things. But
you also go to art school.
What does that have to do with anything?
State school lets pretty much anybody in. They just like, they're like, whatever.
Are you saying that art school has a higher level of?
They have a higher level of like they will look for things like that.
That's
State
funny.
school will like be like, yeah, whoever. Well, you want to be an RA, you're an RA. Here's your freaking badge. You can go arrest whoever you want. That's how. Take your badge and your gun. You are now Officer Schlegelmilch.
That's me.
Yep. And you just have a license to kill at state school. That's how that works.
Yeah, they give you a gun and they say if anyone flinches at you, you have the right.
My freshman year, I did a great job. I was able to get around this by being the vice president of my res hall.
I did my best to support you because you ran your campaign from the Twitters.
We did a lot of social media, yeah.
And it was pretty great.
You know the only reason we ran? Did I ever tell you about this?
Because you wanted to beat the other guy?
Yeah.
Out of spite?
There was the other guy's name was Caden Webb, and Caden Webb was a sophomore my freshman year, and he had lived in the same dorm his freshman year, and he was the res hall president that year. And he had apparently done a great job, and everybody really liked him, and he was like having a bunch of fun. And apparently that's all he lived for, because he lived at the dorms again, the same one again, for the purpose of running for re-election his second year. And my roommate and I saw this in the hallways, and we were like, this guy looks like a moron. I'll bet we could beat him. And
you did.
Yeah, we did. We ran an awesome campaign. You know what? He put his name in for president and vice president, because you can do more than one position, right? You can put your name in for a bunch of things. Mm-hmm. I beat him as vice president. My roommate beat him as president.
Oh, so you didn't like choose a team. It was just like go.
No, like we went in solo. We didn't run as a. Crazy. I mean, here's the thing. We knew a bunch of people in the building, and all of our posters were the two of us together.
Yeah.
And so it was like a presidential, because it was 2016 too. So everybody was like in the political mindset.
Yeah.
And we were all our whole.
Oh,
campaign.
It was a good. Is that Twitter account still up there?
I doubt it.
Why would you have deleted it?
I don't know. I didn't run it. I wasn't the president.
So great.
But
it was really funny. You guys had some great pictures. Our
entire campaign slogan, like we would have meetings, right, for our campaign, and our entire campaign slogan was just buzzwords. Like we're like, what buzzwords can we think of? We need more buzzwords in this poster. Like, what can we think of? Sustainability. Yes, perfect. Put it in. Free. Wherever we can put free, get it in there. We want it.
Tuscan, we should run for like a fake leadership position.
Oh, we'd win. It doesn't even matter what it is.
Well, yeah, but like against no one.
Yeah.
Like we should just say like we vote for us for, and like
in the upcoming election.
I just want us to run a campaign.
It's like you go on and you click the link in our campaign, and it's just a Twitter poll, and it's just us. Like we're the only option. Yes.
Just for the walls. Just for us to be in a campaign. Like that's all I want.
Exactly.
That's an interesting story. So I have some stories. Would you like me to start talking about my stories?
Let's hear about it.
So I have two stories, and they're kind of connected.
All right. You want to read them back to back just for fun?
I'll keep the people on the edge of their seats.
Oh, okay. Pay the ticket pays for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
So here's the less interesting story. McDonald's is pooping in your salads.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a headline.
That's not the headline, but
that's just like
what
the idea.
I would have said the headline was.
Why is that not the headline?
I don't know.
What's the headline?
It says McDonald's has a big problem with poop in their salads.
No.
Yep.
McDonald's is pooping in your salads. That's buzzwords.
That's sustainability right there. That's what that is. No, but so the entire concept of basically McDonald's has been selling these salads.
Right.
And apparently in a couple states it was the supplier from Streamwood, Illinois.
Illinois. Okay.
so there was a tainted batch there, and so it was giving people this parasite that caused cyclosporiasis, which is a intestinal illness caused by this parasite.
Is it like E. coli?
I don't know, but it gives you diarrhea. So I mean, it's
a lot like E. coli.
Yeah, it's a lot like E. coli.
Okay.
It's pretty much every parasite just gives you diarrhea.
Yeah. I had E. coli when I came back from Mexico. It was miserable.
One time in my college science class, they had us deal with E. coli.
What? Just hold it?
No, we had some like lab that had to do with E. coli. We had to work with E. coli, and they were like, "Well, make sure you're washing your hands."
Was E. coli like rude? Did they wear a tie to work? Like, how was working with E. coli?
We just had this distant relationship.
Yeah.
We didn't like shake their hand or anything.
Was it one of those where they like played a little bit too loud music at their cubicle and you had to go over and be like, "Hey, like, could you turn it down?"
So we kind of put them in their cubicle or a petri dish, if you will, and just kind of saw what they did with it, and they just kind of took over the space. And we.
So it was like a man-spreading situation.
Yeah. Yeah, but we had different E. coli's, and we had different bacteria-fighting
diversity
things to combat these E. coli, to see what was the best way of disciplining E. coli. And we came to an ending, but I don't remember what it was because it was a class, and obviously I didn't care.
It was a science class at art school.
Hey, don't discount it. It was a science class at art school, and we were dealing with E. coli.
I'm just messing with you.
No, you're right. It was a science class.
Were we ever in science class together in high school? I don't think we were.
Probably not.
Did we have Watts freshman year, both of us? I think we both had Dreesen. You had Dreesen freshman year?
Wait.
I had Dreesen for bio sophomore year.
I had Dreesen for her very first. Probably shouldn't be saying their names.
Well, they're just last names.
Whatever.
Who cares?
Do you remember when I did my stand-up for senior year, and I made fun of Mr. Watts being like Walter White?
Yeah.
That was
a lot of fun.
How funny was I? No, I had you help me with my.
I helped you a lot with that, and you helped me a lot with the drafting of my commencement speech that I never got to deliver.
Been said. It was better than the original.
It was better than. Hey, listen. Here's the thing. I will never discount Phil. He did a great job.
Phil's a great guy.
And he if anybody deserved to be the face of our class senior year, it was Phil.
Oh, for sure.
If I were the face of our class senior year, like, it would have been a bad time.
Yeah.
Like, that would be low standards.
Well, I was expecting like Ross, Phil.
Ross wrote
Ellis.
Something. Ellis wrote something, didn't he? Ellis didn't write anything.
I feel like Ellis wouldn't want to.
I think Ellis helped me with.
Well, Ellis did a lot of. People probably do not care about this.
Ellis wasn't much of a speaker. He was a lot more of a writer and a thinker. I remember right. he helped both me and Phil write our speeches. Like, I gave mine to Ellis and he gave me corrections. Anyway, he did the same for Phil.
So for the people who are not familiar with any of the people that we're talking about, well, one of them you may be familiar with because he was on our show. He was on our season premiere of this season. So yeah, he's a good guy. He was in the run. He wasn't in the running, was he? I don't think he tried out.
I think he gave a speech, didn't he?
Well, if he would have given a speech, everyone would have voted for it just because it was Ross. So
yeah,
I
don't
think that's the case.
Phil gave a speech. There were a few girls who gave speeches. Christian Keller gave a speech. I gave a speech. I can't remember who else was in the running. There were a few people. I didn't watch anybody. I think I watched Keller's tryout, but I didn't watch anybody else's.
McDonald's is pooping in your food, and you need to be worrying about it.
But that'll teach you to try a McDonald's salad. I don't know what you were thinking in the first place. You go to McDonald's, you get a burger, you leave, right?
Yeah.
I mean, am I crazy for thinking that?
No. Here's the thing. You don't go to McDonald's.
Well, if you go to McDonald's, and listen, McDonald's is objectively okay, right? Like, you and I have both been to McDonald's.
Yeah.
And we went to the Varsity here in town, in Atlanta. You remember those burgers?
Where? What? Oh,
Varsity?
Yeah.
Those were terrible.
Those were terrible burgers.
McDonald's burgers are better than that, right?
Yeah, but I haven't been at McDonald's for a while.
That's true.
They've gotten better. A hot minute. I assume they will.
They've got some decent burgers these days. My mom keeps calling during the podcast. Dude, this is like 3 episodes in a row.
Put her on.
No, I'm not putting on my mom. She doesn't want to be on the podcast. I guarantee you.
My mom was very excited.
I'm sure she was.
She called me back. She was like, "Oh, I was in it. You didn't cut me out."
I'll call her back in a minute. She probably just wants my address or something. She's stalking me, I think.
Weird. Mothers these days. Anyway, yeah. Do you have anything about McDonald's pooping in your salad?
No, but that would just be a bad segue. You don't want to think about poop when you're thinking about this story. Let's just start there.
Okay, stop thinking about poop. Go.
Stop thinking about poop. Now that's all you're thinking about. We're in. We're going to Belgium for this story.
All right.
We're going to what the Belgian call Nachtstrand Plagnustrist, or a Belgian nude beach.
I think I saw the headline for this.
Did you?
Yeah.
So the authorities in Belgium have blocked the nudist beach as a precaution because they think that the people using the nudist beach, not the naturists, right? The naturists are like this. They're like this clan of nudists, and they have a very strict creed where they're like, well, being naked in public is just natural. You don't go around like it's not sexual in nature. It's not.
Is
like,
it not illegal
dirty.
to be nude in Belgium?
Why would it not be illegal to be nude in Belgium?
So it is illegal.
I'm pretty sure it's illegal most places.
I mean, nude beaches are all over the place.
There's one singular nude beach in the entire nation right now, and the second nude beach in Belgium has been blocked because, quote, subsidiary activities would pose a threat to a rare bird. So apparently there's a rare bird called the crested lark that will be scared off if people are having intercourse on the nude beach, which, can you blame the bird? I mean, I'd be scared off. I wouldn't want to go around. Well,
yeah.
There's a certain kind of
person at nude beaches. Yes,
having sex on the nude beach.
It's not the hottest girl you've ever seen and the hottest guy you've ever seen having sex. It's grandma and grandpa,
and they're like fat children.
Yes,
yeah, all four of them together, and it's like that's the level of you don't want to see it.
Yeah,
So yeah, they're trying to build this nude beach, and the naturist federation is coming to the defense of these people trying to build the nude beach, and the government's like, no. Also, subsequent part of this story is like there's the mayor in the city that would allow this or disallow it, right? And he told the Flemish daily newspaper, I got to say this because I love the name of it, Het Nieuwsblad, that it would not offer.
Can we just do the rest of the podcast in Belgian?
I don't think Belgian's a language. I think they speak
I don't know
German.
what it is.
I think they speak German there, don't they?
I don't know.
I think it's like German and French.
Who am I to know what the national
like German,
language
French,
of Belgium is?
English, maybe a bit of Swedish.
Well, you know what, Tuscan? We have the internet at our fingertips.
But he said putting a barbed wire fence around the nudist beach would not offer much of a deterrence. Quote, barbed wire against nudists? Psh, if a man without clothes cannot get over barbed wire. Or he said, as if a man without clothes cannot get over barbed wire. To which I will say, if I'm not wearing any clothes and I'm faced with barbed wire,
it is much harder. I'm much more, yeah.
I will be very, very slow to try. Like, I will need to get over that fence to try and get over it.
Yeah.
I will not risk what is at stake trying to get over the fence if I'm not wearing any clothes.
Yeah, it's harder, no pun intended.
Right.
In case you wanted to know, I assume that's either German or Dutch.
Deutsch?
Deutsch.
Deutsch is German.
No, Dutch.
What?
The official languages of Belgium are French, German, and Dutch.
Okay. There you go.
So, I assume that was German.
That sounds like Dutch.
But
I'm a Dutch man. Did you know that?
No. Now I do.
There you go.
Hey, so you know how you're supposed to stop thinking about poop?
Yep.
Start talking about poop again.
Here we go, back to poop.
Well, I mean, we'll get there.
You're never not thinking about poop.
Stop. Don't think about poop yet. Just wait a little bit. So, recently, they uncovered this sarcophagus in Egypt.
Yeah.
And it was black. And they were like,
Racist.
it's cursed.
Okay.
It's this cursed sarcophagus in Egypt. And don't open it. We've made many movies about not opening this sarcophagus or sarcophagi.
Didn't all the people in that like unearthed King Tut's tomb die within like 5 years or something?
Really, I don't know, but there
was like a whole
creepy.
lore associated with that. It's cursed or whatever.
Conspiracies for every.
Yeah, I mean, there's everything.
Everything, yeah.
Magic's real. Everybody knows.
Yeah, But yeah, so everyone was like, "Hey, let's not open this because it's cursed." So naturally, we opened it, and I think it was the largest to be found in Alexandria, largest ever to be found in Alexandria, made from striking black marble. Yes, and it's been closed for 2,000 years.
Nice.
So
it's Jesus.
Yeah, it was Jesus. No, the issue with it is they thought, oh, there's going to be some like sort of viral thing if we open it. Like we don't know what's in here. It can be bad. So now everyone's like, I mean, my last story was about people not wanting to eat poop, but here they opened it and there's just rotting remains. There's like this red liquid and like 3 dead bodies. There's just like 3 skeletons in there.
Strange. What red liquid? Is
I
it
don't
like
know.
blood?
It's I don't really know. It's, I mean, you can check it out here. I actually saw this story earlier. It looks kind of brown from this picture. If you want to see this, Tuscan.
Oh god, you gotta turn the computer.
I'm gonna turn the computer around.
All right.
That's what that is.
It looks like a soup. Like I'm getting a soupy vibe from that. It looks like you had a bowl of like skeleton crunchos.
Yeah.
And you left them out a little bit too long, and they changed the color of the milk.
Yeah, and so you're thinking that's kind of gross, right? But there's been a Change.org petition to let people drink from the sarcophagus.
No.
And it's almost done. It's almost completely signed.
So what? I mean, people sign all these petitions and they're like, this will change something. Who cares?
But
it's not like law that things need to change once you get certain amount of signatures on a petition.
I know.
Like, people just look at it and they're like, oh, yeah, 1,000 people want this. Psh, who cares? Even if it's like 1 million.
But I just think it's funny that we're freaking out about not wanting to eat poop in our McDonald's while people
is that what that is? Or is it like
sewage.
a mystery liquid?
It's mystery liquid.
Have they done analyses?
We need to drink. Oh, okay. Well, I have to read the Change.org petition is begging for humans to be allowed to drink that sewage juice inside, right?
Delicious.
The petition is addressed to the kings of skeletons, Egypt, and states, quote, "We need to drink the red liquid from the cursed dark sarcophagus in the form of some sort of carbonated energy drink so we can assume its powers and finally die."
What?
Yes.
Is that what that says?
This is the Change.org petition.
Is that the text on the sarcophagus when you drink it?
No. This is
okay.
The Change.org
So they want to use
petition.
the secretions
They
from the
want to drink
sarcophagus
it in an
and they want to
energy
make it
drink
into
form.
soda.
Yes. So that they can absorb the power of the sarcophagus.
Man, people
and
are
they can die.
stupid. What the? Who sees like a mystery liquid in a coffin is like, I gotta have me some of that.
Yeah.
Like, what's that thought process?
Um,
It's like the Egyptians must have had it figured out, and they've got like this mystic liquid that's gonna kill me, and I gotta be into it.
why do they think that nude people are gonna scare off wildlife? Who's to say?
There might be scientific evidence for that. I can't attest to that. Who am I to know?
What, is a bird gonna wake up, get out of its nest, see a tit, and walk away? Be like, nope, not for me, not today. Not today.
Right,
Going back to my nest.
That goes like totally against the whole natural process. You know they're called crested larks.
What? What's the natural process, Tuscan?
I forgot to talk
Enlighten me
about
on the
this.
natural process.
The crested lark is called the crested lark because its feathers on the top of its head go up when it's mating. I'm not making that up. Maybe the Guardian UK is making it up, but I'm not.
You know, have you ever seen the dancing bird in the wild?
Yeah, the blue thing on
Yeah.
planet Earth where it's like going
he's
around.
just
and
dancing.
oh god, that's
Does
very
it-
pleasing.
It's so funny.
I definitely just clipped the mic, hitting it with my fingernails, but it's cool. The people are gonna deal with it.
Hey, well, you know what? If you guys keep listening to our content, we're gonna get better and better, and there's gonna come a day where we're not gonna clip mics anymore.
I'm gonna buy a new mic
Yeah.
if I can ever afford it.
If we can ever get enough people behind us saying, "Hey, good job. We like what you're doing."
That's what we're all about. And the one person we have behind us right now is none other than Mr. Carl Westberg.
Carl H. Westberg.
That's right. He's been behind us since day one. He kicked us out of the nest as young hatchlings and forced us to fly.
And he
before
made
we
sure
were ready.
that we didn't see any nudes until we were
Sufficiently old enough.
sufficiently old enough.
Remember, kids, don't look at naked people
Until you're
unless
sufficiently
you
old enough.
have to.
What?
Unless your parents will let you watch Game of Thrones,
Yes.
which, you know, if your parents maybe are a little bit irresponsible, but I can't blame you because it's a great show. You know,
Wonderfully
your own
written.
discretion.
Yeah.
Go with how mature your child is.
Understand that,
Take parenting advice from a 20-year-old not father.
yes,
That's an idiotic opinion.
we are both idiots, and we both have opinions. And if you want to listen to more about our family tips, parenting tips, tune in next week when we talk about breastfeeding. But right now, we're going to talk about how we are now on Spotify, if you didn't hear.
Mm-hmm. Find us at this point wherever podcasts are casted.
We can say that now.
I mean, I can't think of a
podcasts.
major place where podcasts are cast.
I don't know, SoundCloud?
I think we're on SoundCloud,
Are we?
actually.
Well,
I'm pretty sure we
I really
are.
can't think of another place. I mean, if you're thinking, well, you're not on this thing, well, that
You
thing
may be
is
right.
just not.
And if
popular
you
enough, and I
if you
don't
think of
care.
a place where our
Are we on
podcast,
Tidal?
huh?
Are we on Tidal?
I don't know what Tidal is.
Tidal. I think Tidal got bought by Apple.
Then we're on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah,
It's one and the same.
We are on Apple Podcasts, but Tidal was this music streaming platform made by Kanye West, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And he said only Beyonce, Jay-Z, Kanye, Chance, these people are only going to be on Tidal and nowhere else. And a bunch of people bought subscriptions for Tidal, and then they sold Tidal to Apple Podcasts, or Apple
Apple
Podcasts,
Music.
Apple Music, and then they all of those people that I mentioned before are now on Spotify and Apple and everywhere. So
That's great. It's like Beats
it was
Music.
just a
Remember-
good. Oh yeah, Beats
remember-
Music was bought by Apple Music, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Beats Music used to be really good, actually. I liked Beats Music.
Yeah, you and Nate
Yeah,
Nato used
we were
to.
like the only people who used Beats Music. Back when everybody else was going to Spotify, we were like the
Spotify is
hipsters.
owning the game.
Oh yeah, Spotify's the way to go. So check us out on Spotify, wherever else podcasts are sold. And you know what? If you find a place where podcasts are being streamed and you think we should be there, give us an email at studiosvolatile@gmail.com.
That's right.
And check us out on Twitter at opinionsthatsuk, opinions that suck. And
Is our Instagram the same?
Instagram is idiotic opinions.
Idiotic opinions on Instagram.
So check us out. We're about everywhere you need to be. We don't have Facebook because that's for old and rotting people at this point.
People who want to drink red liquid from a sarcophagus.
And if you have any ideas for anything we should talk about, hit us up on any of those platforms and we'll check it out.
Oh, also shout out to George Lopez.
Just 'cause.
You've been listening to Idiots with Opinions. Tune in next week